Prynhawn da pawb, a chroeso i sesiwn Cymraeg ail iaith gyda Miss Childs. Good afternoon all and welcome to the Welsh Second Language session with Miss Childs. Bydd y sesiwn prynhawn yma yn edrych ar yr amser gorffennol. Bant y ti, Miss Childs, diolch yn fawr.
Okay, prynhawn da pawb. Thank you so much, diolch yn fawr, for tuning up to a second session. As Sue just mentioned, we are going through the amser gorffennol today, the past tense. So we're going to start off revising the past tense, the amser arreolaidd, and then we're going to move on to the regular past tense, amser reolaidd, and switching it to the third person. So you wouldn't be able to get your C pluses in Welsh unless you start changing your tenses. And then we're going to move on to revising some key question words in Welsh, because as you know, a lot of the exam questions are in Welsh only, that you will be completing in lessons now. And then we're going to apply those questions and past tense patterns to answering a Unit 4 reading task in Welsh. So to start off with today, can anyone type in the chat any past tense patterns that you remember in Welsh? So maybe I went, I played, I saw, Jack went, I watched, anything in the past tense. In the question and answers chat. So the next easy one is I went. So can we type in any past tense patterns that you can remember? I know we've had a little time off school and working from home. Nope. So to help you, we could have had something like AC, I went, chwaraesu, I played. So hopefully it's going to start coming back to us in the session. So we're going to start off with the byrddau arreolaidd, the irregular past tense. So hopefully you have seen some of these already. So if you remember, AC is I went. So you might want to say AC is cinema. I went to the cinema. AST is you went in the informal. Iaith is he went. Iaith is she went. Aethon is we went. Aethoch chi is you went. Aethon is they went. So if you notice, you in order to save time for revision, if you just learn the mind endings in the past tense, it will save you time. So if you add a D to these patterns, it'll change AC to Daisy by adding a D, and it'll mean I came instead. So that would save time for revision. So then you have I did or I made patterns. So if you add on a GWN to these patterns here, that would make it I did, you did, and so forth. And if you want to add C at the beginning of these patterns here, that would make it I had, you had. And I always say, what's cheese in Welsh? So for these three patterns here, always think caws. Caws is cheese in Welsh, and that's an easy way to remember the patterns. If you have a look, I've changed the colours of these, so they do gradually get more challenging. You need to show off to the examiner in your speaking and extended writing that you can change your person in different tenses, and the more persons that you do use, the higher your marks will become. So I want you now to have a chance of cyfieithu translation. So you need to cyfieithwch y brawddegau yma I Gymraeg. You need to translate these sentences into Welsh using the irregular patterns that we just went over. To help you today, I've given you some help here in the help box. Remember, type in the chat if you need any help with anything. And as you can see, these patterns do become gradually more challenging. And again, you are changing your patterns to help you. So if I give you a few minutes to write down and translate at home the answers. Remember, type in the chat if you need any help with anything. Okay, be careful of mutations as well. So remember, after my in Welsh, there is a nasal mutation. So a nice keyword that you might want to remember is cyfieithwch. Remember, that could come up in a 10-mark translation task. So cyfieithwch means translate. Remember, type in the chat. Maybe you want to share some of your answers as well. Okay, if we say dive in it 2 more minutes and then we'll have a little look at the answers. Be careful with your punctuation as well. Remember, half the marks in extended writing is based on punctuation. So make sure you are starting sentences with a capital letter. Spain in Welsh would also have a capital letter. And remember, end sentences with full stops. So remember, keep typing in the chat if you need any help with anything. And if we say 1 munud now, 1 more minute, until we go through the answers. If you do finish, you may want to write your own sentences in the conditional tense as a quick practice. Okay, I think we've had plenty of time now, so if we go through the atebion, tyciwch, give yourself a tick if you are getting the answers right. Feel free to send any answers in the chat. So the first one, es I i'r cinema gyda fy mrawd. Remember, there is a nasal mutation, a treiglad trwynol after the in Welsh. And remember, we can shorten down. There's a bit like did and didn't in English, so it shortens down to apostrophe R. Ces I bysgod a sglodion I ginio. So remember, after prepositions in Welsh, am ara, dan dros droi, heb I or, wrth gantan, rhwng, there is a soft mutation, a treiglad meddwl, and because there's no N in the amser gorffennol, we would mutate it there. Then the next one, daeth e i'r ysgol yn y bore. Nesa, gwnaeth hi waith cartre ddoe. And aeth nhw I Spain yn yr haf. And remember, Spain is with a capital letter in Welsh. So pop in the chat if you've managed to get pimp mas of pimp, 5 out of 5. So da iawn, I am really impressed with your progress there. So da iawn. So now we're going to move on to the regular past tense. So amser rheolaidd. So you may remember some of these patterns. So chwaraes I played, nofiais I, dawnsiais I, darllenais I, gwyliais I, canais I, boetais I, prynais I, and teithiais I. So if you notice, all of these patterns have one thing in common. They both have an IC ending. So in the extended writing or when you're speaking, I would stick to the simple ones because it doesn't matter if things have happened in real life. So if you was writing about your area and you didn't really play football on the weekend, but you spelled chwaraes I rugby correctly, you would get a mark for that. So it doesn't have to be true. And if you remember, if you want to change the patterns to the third person, all you have to do, instead of writing chwaraes on the end, you write on oedd Joe or someone's name. So chwaraeodd Joe, nofiodd Joe, darllennoedd Joe, dawnsiodd Joe, gwyliodd Joe, canodd Joe, boetodd Joe, prynodd Joe, and teithiodd Joe. So in your speaking and extended writing, you need to switch from the past tense, first person, so about yourself, to the third person in order to get higher than a C. Some of you aiming for A's and A stars, you should be able to show off more of your patterns. So instead of saying Joe, make sure you say, you could say chwaraeodd he, she played. Instead of saying chwaraeodd Joe, you could say chwaraeodd e, he played. So you might be able to put he and she on the end. You might be able to switch to the second person. So chwaraeonu, so adding onni on the end, onnu for they, and maybe one or two of you might be able to write in chwaraeais ti or chwaraeoch chi, you in the formal and informal. So remember, the more patterns you use and the more endings that you do use in your writing and your speaking, the higher your marks will be. You may also remember that you could be able to change these patterns to the negative. So most of the time, if you want to change these patterns to the negative, you just add them. Sometimes they will mutate, so be careful with that. So if you wanted to say I did not read, a D would change to a double D. So only mutate really if you're really confident with that. So your next task, you need to newidwch y brawddegau yma yw'r trydydd person. So you need to change these patterns to the third person. So here's my example here. So instead of chwaraes I played, I wanted to change that to Tom played. So all I did was change the ending instead of icy to odd Tom. So you need to change all of these patterns to the third person. If you notice, these become challenging, progressively challenging. So instead of Sarah, I ask you to change instead of to she or he instead. And I've given you a practice of the negative there. If you're really struggling, I've put in some possible options to choose from there. So I'm going to give you a few minutes on this. Remember, type in the chat if you have any questions. So remember, the main thing with this is to switch icy to odd something for the third person. And if you do finish, you may want to translate some of these questions or sentences into English. Okay, so if we say 2 munud now, 2 more minutes. So we're just switching these i'r trydydd person, newidwch i'r trydydd person. So remember, type in the chat if you need any help with anything. So is boetodd Sarah the third person for boetais I, nofiais I, dawntiais I, prynais I, or wyliais I them? Okay, if we say 1 munud now, 1 more minute. So remember, in order to get the higher marks in your speaking, in your writing, you need to be switching to different person in the past tense. Okay, if we go through the atebion, so remember, ticioch if you are getting these correct. You can share your answers in the chat if you need to. So instead of boetais I, you need to change that to Sarah 8. So remember, you take off icy and you add on odd Sarah, so boetodd Sarah. Then you needed Jack swam. So instead of icy on the end, you needed to add on odd Jack. Then we get more challenging. So you needed she danced. So instead of dantiodd icy, we've added on odd he. Instead of icy for Pryn icy, you've added on odd a for he. And for the negative, we've added on, changed it to wyliodd Josh them. So remember, it would be Willie I see to start with, but you've taken off the G because sometimes there's a mutation in the negative. So send through the answers. How much did you have out of 5 out of 5? So da iawn, really good work so far today, ardderchog. Okay, we're going to submit online now to adolygu cwestiynu, revising some key questions. So remember, in the exam or classroom-based any assessments now, majority of the questions will be in Welsh only because you are assessing your knowledge that you've learnt from maybe year 7 onwards. So I want to see if we can revise some key questions in Welsh. So what you need to do, you have a table in front of you, and I want you to penderfynwch os y cwestiynau yn gywir neu anghywir. So you need to decide if the translations of these questions are true or false. So if you think ble in English means where, you would put cywir. However, if you thought it was anghywir, false, and it does not mean where, I want you to correct the answer. So if you thought ble does not mean where, and you thought it meant how instead in English, you would write anghywir, then false. Okay, so these are all of the key question words that will be coming up in our reading task as well that we'll be going through. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few minutes to go through these. So think back to year 7, sut o'i ti? Sut o'i ti, what does that mean in English? Gyda phwy es ti? Gyda phwy es ti? Es I gyda fy ffrind? Nesa, pryd es ti? Pryd es ti? So dydd Llun, es i'r cinema. Pam. Pam. So always think of achos mae'n hwyl. Achos mae'n hwyl. Nodwch may be a new one to us, but always think of what sounds very similar to English. Pa and pa un. What number is un? That's a clue for you. Remember, type in the chat if you need any help with anything. Ydych chi'n debyg? Ydych chi'n is exactly the same as o'i ti'n. Remember, it is coming up a lot in the exam. So o'i ti'n is anfervial, informal, and means do you or are you. Ydych chi'n is the formal for do you or are you. Debyg and wahanol is coming up a lot in the exam at the moment. And you may be able to also use it to compare yourself to other people in the extended writing or your speaking. And again, ydych chi'n gytuno and anghytuno, that comes up a lot. So if we say un funud now, 1 more minute, and then we'll go through the answers. So remember, if it's anghywir, false, then I would like you to try and correct it. So if you don't think ble it means where, and you think it means how, you would write that down. And if you do have time, there's lots more question words that do come up in the exam, which we will be going over in the sessions. So you might want to just write down some that you can remember. Okay, if we go over the answers, so dyma'r atebion. So the first one, ble, is cywir because it does mean where in English. So whenever you have that type of question, always look for maybe a place name or location in Welsh. So they might say De Cymru, South Wales. Sit, think back to year 7, sit IT, that means how are you? So that's incorrect, anghywir. So you should have corrected that with how. Gyda phwy, you might see gyda pwy somewhere, but that means with whom. Okay, so whenever you have that type of question, always look for a person's name or gyda in the text. Pryd is anghywir, so that means when. So again, if that comes up, you're looking for a date, a day of the week, maybe a month. Pam, again, is anghywir, so that means why. Always, for that type of question, always look for maybe opinion or achos mine in the text. Nodwch is quite new to us. It means note. So you might say note the true and false statements about something, or note the good points about a certain piece of text. Be careful with the next one. Pa does mean which, but coming up in the exam at the moment is pa un, which one. So they could say pa un sy'n gywir, which one is correct. But if you wrote down or ticked 2 things which are correct, then you'd lose marks. The exam board would not give you the marks for that. So be careful. Un is one, so he's only asking for one answer. Ydych chi'n debyg? That's cywir, true, because it does mean are you similar. Ydych chi'n wahanol is true as well. Are they similar or different too? So they might give you a piece of information about 2 people, and you might have to pick out similarities and differences about something. So those words are coming up all the time. It's nothing stopping you from, in your writing or your speaking, in saying that you're similar or different to someone as well. And coming up a lot of the time, ydych chi'n cytuno is exactly the same as wyt ti'n cytuno, but you need to make sure you do understand what it means. So cytuno is agree, anghytuno is disagree. It would make sense if you said, did we ddim yn cytuno for I don't agree. But remember, in your Unit 2 or Unit 1 speakings, you'd have to agree and disagree with statements. Is asking in some of the past papers, do you agree with the results? So you need to be knowing these patterns here. So what we're going to do now is apply all of those skills based on the past tense and key question words to a past paper exam. This past paper has come from the stimulus paper for when the exam board first released this exam paper. So as you may know, we only still have one past paper and a specimen paper. So this is one that it's come from. So this is a traditional reading task where a lot of questions are in Welsh, and you've been given a lengthy piece of Welsh to read from. So whenever you have a reading task in Welsh, you need to skim and scan for the correct answers. Circle and highlight the keywords in the question. So if the question was faint ydy oed Harry, the key question word is faint, how old is Harry? Then most of the time, if you look for the keyword in the question in the text, so oed would be the keyword, then your answer would be next to it. And most of the time, you can just copy down the information. So if in doubt, copy it out, and you would get the answer correct. So remember, skim and scan. You wouldn't have time to translate every single thing in the text. So as you can see, I looked for oed in the text, and I just copied down 26 in my answer. And remember, don't leave blanks. You're better off just copying something down because you will lose marks. And remember as well, if they do give you numbers in words, I would not translate or convert that into numbers, because if you thought 26 meant 13 and you wrote down 13, you would lose the mark. Whereas if you just copy down the words, you'd automatically get the mark even if you didn't really understand what it meant in numbers. So what we're going to do now is apply all of our skills from the session to a past reading task, okay? So this is a reading task about Tasman. and she talks about her entering a show called X Factor, and she talks about her talent and how she sang Sosban Fach on the show, and then is talking about going to boot camp, so the next stage after the first round of X Factor. So in the exam, you would not have time for me to translate everything for you into English and give you help. So I want you today to focus on skimming and scanning. So this section is based on 10 marks. So the first, as you can see, the questions are in Welsh. So pryd oedd Tasman and perfformio? When was Tasman performing? So because it says pryd, you're looking for a time phrase in the text. So you need to skim and scan for the text for when she performed. Gyda phwy, again, that's keyword. So you're looking for gyda in the text or people's name. Beth oedd the problem ydyn mewn gwisg fancy? What was the man's problem in fancy dress? So again, beth is the keyword, what, and you're looking for a problem with gwisg fancy. So look for gwisg fancy in the text. And pa gan oedd dewis Tasman. So if you notice, these questions are in the past tense. So what was Tasman's choice of song? So again, pa is the keyword. Look for gan or a name of the song in the text. So to help you today, I've given you some help. So for the first task, look in the orange section. So the answer will be in the orange section somewhere. I've also translated these into English for you to help you. So for 1 and 2, look in the orange section. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to answer this task now. Then look in the green section for the second answer. So skimming and scanning. And remember, all questions need to be in Welsh. Do not write down any English. Obviously, if someone's name was Sean, they wouldn't expect you to translate that into English. Or if they were an English name, they wouldn't expect you to translate it into Welsh. And for the last one, remember, look in the purple section for the answer. So you're looking for a song. Be careful with brackets as well. Sometimes if they have 2 marks, they might want 2 things, but on this occasion, they're only looking for 1 piece of information from the text. Okay, if we say un funud now, 1 more minute, just skimming and scanning through, looking for the key answers in the questions. So this is really important, why we need to know the keywords. I've been nice today and translated them for you, but if you are under exam conditions getting some evidence, then you may not have your teachers translating them for you. So un funud, less than 1 minute.
Charles, for a quick question.
Yeah.
Would you write in full sentences?
So you wouldn't have to write in full sentences unless you need to. I know some people like writing in full sentences just because that's the way they've been doing tasks, but really they're looking for the answers, the key information for the questions.
A cwestiwn arall.
Yeah.
Oes angen I mi ateb y cwestiwn yn y Gymraeg?
Yeah, so all questions in any Welsh exam have to be in Welsh. You will lose marks if you write in English. So never ever write in English. Okay,
Yeah.
so if we go through the answers now, so if you notice, my answers are yn Gymraeg. I haven't written in full sentences. If they said, ydych chi'n cytuno a pham, do you agree and why? They would expect you to write in a full answer then. But really here, they're just looking for the answers. It's a 1 mark question, so they wouldn't expect you to be spending all day on that. So the first one is heddiw. Shwmi is someone's name. A lot of people see that and think it means shwmai, hello. That's what I found in lessons with my classes, but that is just someone's name. Or you could have had for choir, my sister. So you could have had a few options for the next one. So doedd e ddim yn gallu canu, he can't sing, and doedd e ddim yn gallu dawnsio, he cannot dance, or doedd dim dalent, so he isn't talented. So there's a few of those that you could choose from in the answers. And Geiriau son, the exam board would have given you a mark for Mercy. I don't know if you can remember Duffy from a few years ago, or Can Duffy. They'd also give it to you for that. Okay, so ticioch, you can share your marks if you want to. So we're now moving on to the next part of the question. So if I go through them with you, mae Gary and hoffi Mel a Sue a pam. So now they give you information about Gary. He's very similar to Tasman, but he is entering a cooking competition. So they're both talentog, but he's entering a cooking competition. So Big British Bake Off, and he's very nervous, and he's going to be cooking some ingredients today. So why does he like the contestants, Mel and Sue, and why? So you're looking for a reason across in the answer. Beth ydi problem Paul? What is Paul's problem, who is one of the judges? And again, you need to give a reason why. Then finally, after that, you need to find similarities and differences between Tasman and Gary in Welsh. So whenever you have this type of question, look for simple things. So what's the agenda? Is the agenda the same? What's the word for bachgen for girls and boys in Welsh? What's their ages? It doesn't say today their ages, but they might say simple things like where they live, how old they are, for similarities or differences. Today, you're looking at the fact that they are entering competition. So what things are similar and different between them? So I'm going to give you some help for the first part. If you need me to flick back, I can flick back for the similarities and differences. So if I give you a few minutes to answer these questions, then we'll go through the answers. Again, I've given you some help. Look in the red section for the answers here. Look in the purple section. And remember, similarities and differences, you're picking out key information such as gender, what are they both doing, what do they both describe themselves as. And remember, if you didn't know the word debyg or wahanol, then you would struggle with this type of question. So if you have any questions or need any help, just type in the chat. And remember, skim and scan is quite a lot of information for an exam paper. So you'd literally have to look in the text for key question words. So Sue and Mel would be a really key word to look for in the red section. So even in there, 1 more minute. Okay, I'll just flick back quickly to help you so you can see two texts for similarities and differences. Okay, so if we go through the answers now. Okay, so remember, we're skimming and scanning. So helpu pawb I ymlacio. So help relax. So that's why they like Mel and Sue, who used to be judges in the Great British Bake Off. It helps people relax and feel at ease. Beth ydy problem Paul. It could have been mae ein gallu bod yn oriog a dydy e ddim yn siarad lot. So he doesn't speak a lot. And finally, there's a few things for similarities and differences. So similarities could have been that they're teimlo'n nervous, that they are feeling nervous. They're both 17, they're both 17. Ymddangos o show reality, they both go on reality programs. So you could have said, mae nhw'n mynd ar show reality, they go on reality programs. Mae nhw'n gyfroes, so they're both excited. Mae nhw eisiau ennill, so they both want to win as well. And they are dalentog, so they are talented. Differences, pick out easy things. So the easiest one could have been, Mech ydy Tasmin. Tasmin is a girl. Bachgen ydy Gary. Gary is a boy. That's the most obvious one without even looking in the text. Tasmin and ddangos are X Factor, and Gary and ddangos are a Bake Off. So even though they both go on reality programs, the names of the reality programs are different. So one goes on Bake Off and one goes on X Factor. So it could have been a similarity and a difference. Tasmin and gallu canu. So Tasmin sings on the X Factor, ond mae Gary and gallu coginio, but Gary cooks on the show. Okay, so basic similarities and differences. Think of their age, how old they are, what do they do on the show, what's the names of the show, and hopefully you would get the answers correct. So you can submit your marks if you've managed to get those correctly. So at the end of the PowerPoint, I've put some help for you. So here is the condensed version of the irregular past tense patterns. Here's some lovely past tense patterns for you, regular past tense patterns for you to revise. I've also explained how to change the patterns to the negative tense with the mutations. I know you all learn different methods to learn the regular past tense. In my school, we use a flower, but there are some key tips on how to create stems and the regular past tense, but stick to the methods in your own schools. Also, I've given you a Quizlet where you can revise at home, so you might want to click on some of these links. I put a past tense word wall game and a key word revision game there. And I've also given you more question words that are coming up all of the time in the exam, so you may want to revise those when we return to school. Remember, our next session is on Tuesday next week at 4:30. The session will be based on a trydydd person on the third person. So there's the link to that session.